Hello and welcome to part 3 of our video on team formations from Edupedia World. In this video, we'll take a look at yet another interesting example of team formations. So in this question, we have 8 students A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H who are planning to enjoy car racing. We know that there are only 2 cars and the following conditions are present. The conditions are that one car can accommodate maximum 5 and minimum 4 students. A will sit in the same car in which D is sitting, but H is not in the same car. So that means A will sit with D, but H will not sit with them. B and C can't sit in the same car in which D is sitting, and F will sit in the car of 4 people only along with A and E, but clearly not with G. So what do I understand from this? First of all, I'll put these conditions in a manner which I can easily understand. So I say number 1, A and D have to be together, because I know that A will sit in the same car in which D is sitting, and I also know that A and H cannot be together because A will sit in the same car in which D is sitting, but H is not in the same car, so A will not sit in the same car with H. So from this statement, I get 2 conditions, that A and D have to be together and A cannot be with H. From the next statement, I know that B and C can't sit in the same car in which D is sitting. So B cannot sit with D and C also cannot sit with D. So I get 2 more conditions, that B cannot be with D and C also cannot be with D. Of course, I know that one car can accommodate 5 people and another car can accommodate a maximum of 4 people. The next statement tells me that F will sit in the car of 4 people only along with A and E, but certainly not with G. So F has to be with A and E, therefore A and E have to be together and F cannot be with G. So I get these conditions, and keeping them in mind, I will proceed to solve the questions. Okay, so my first question says, if H and G are sitting in the same car, who are the other 2 students sitting in the same car? Now I know that C and D cannot come together and B and D cannot come together from my conditions. Okay, B cannot be with D and C also cannot be with D. So I will straight away discard these 2, C and D, and B and D cannot be in the same car. The first one, B and C, does this violate any condition? I know that B cannot be with D, so I don't have D over here. I have H, G, B and C. C cannot be with D, so that condition is also not violated. I know that F cannot be with G, so that condition is also not violated. I have not put F and G together. A and D have to be together, who are missing from this altogether, that's not a problem, and A and E have to be together. So A and E are also not over here. So B and C seems to be a possible combination. Let me evaluate option D, E and D. I see that E is here, but A is missing, and I know that A and E have to sit together. So I'll discard this option as well, and of course, because B and C is a possibility, none of these will not be answer choice. So I'll go ahead and select option A, that is B and C. Okay, let's take a look at the next question. If E and A are sitting in the same car, which of the following statements is true? Number 1, 5 students are sitting in the same car. Now I know that E and A are together, so that means F has to be in this car, because F has to sit with A and E. According to my conditions, F has to be with A and E, and this person F cannot be with G. Okay, so let us see. Okay, so basically if E and A are there, A and D have to be together and F has to be with E and A. So E, F, A and D will be there in the car. So now because E, F, A and D are there, I will not have B in the car because B cannot sit with D. C also cannot sit with D, so I will not have B or C. F cannot sit with G, so I won't have G either. And A cannot sit with H, so I can't have H either. So I cannot have B, I cannot have C, I cannot have H, and I cannot have G sitting in this car. Okay, so E, A, F and D will be the people sitting in the car. Which of these statements is true? First one says 5 students are sitting in the same car. That is not true, because I have only E, A, D and F sitting in this car. Because D is there, B and C will not be there. Because A is there, H will not be there, and because F is there, G will not be there. So the first statement is false. The second statement is also false because B is not sitting in this car. Okay, B cannot sit with D, who A has to sit with. The third statement is also not true because F is definitely sitting in the car. Okay, because F sits with A and E, so this person is definitely there. The fourth statement, G is not sitting in the car, is a true statement because F and G do not come together. So I can safely say that G is not sitting in the car if F is there. So the fourth option is true and I will select that as my answer choice. Moving ahead to the next question. Which of the following statements is superfluous for the above sitting arrangements? What do I understand by superfluous? A superfluous statement is one that I have not used, that I do not require to solve the questions. So in all these questions, which of these statements have I not used? Let me quickly go back and take a look at that. Okay, so I have used the second statement, that is A will sit in the same car in which D is sitting but H is not in the same car. Similarly, I have also used the third and the fourth statements to get my conditions. The first statement, however, says that one car can accommodate maximum 5 and minimum 4 students. I have not used this statement for solving any of the questions. So that statement is superfluous. So I'll select the first one, only one, as the correct answer choice. So in this way we can solve team formation questions, friends, and I hope this video was helpful for you, and we'll be back for you with more videos. Thank you from Edupedia World.